Well, my name's Tyler Griffiths, and I'm 23 years old. As far as kids, I have one little boy. His name's Kason Griffiths, and then I have a second boy on the way. July 2nd is the due date. God was just not brought up in the household, and I always thought you go through life and didn't really have to rely on anything, didn't have to have faith in anything. I was always told, you have faith in yourself, you have trust in yourself, and you will get where you need to be. I was kind of always a rebellious kid. Over time, I got myself into drug and alcohol addiction, and that really had turned me off from really anything in life, from sports, from church, even from my own family, turned me away from them, and that hurt for a long time. And that went on and off for about 8 years. And what brought me back is I've been sober for about 3.5 years, and we've had slip-ups in between that, and obviously mistakes have happened. However, it was when I met Dusty. Dusty was one of my coworkers. He had invited me to this group called LDG. It's the Leadership Development Group here at Northpoint. At first, there was obviously some hesitations going there. I didn't really know what it was about. But even after the first meeting, I noticed the vulnerability and the honesty that the men in that group had with each other. And I felt that was something I was missing. But for me, my experience is it also helped me learn a little bit more about God. And there was a book, it's called Irresistible by Andy Stanley. I just love how raw it gets. I felt that it really touched me, knowing that Jesus hung with the people who may have rejected him or who may have struggled with the thought of Jesus and thought of Christianity. And I am that person, the one who just doesn't know about it and doesn't know of the love and doesn't know of the grace that God gives us. I just never really understood that before. I've always had an attitude of, after my mistakes I've made in life, the drugs and alcohol, and I didn't think that Jesus wanted anything to do with me. There was a moment at church when I was struggling with, is this true? What they talk about in church, is this even true? I was talking to Dusty about this. He said, come to church on Sunday. I think you'll like what we're talking about. And it just so happened we were talking about the history of Christ. And that kind of set it in stone for me. There's so many proven stories and evidence that this is real, that this has happened. The moment that I felt I put my faith in Christ, I was actually driving in my truck. I saw Dusty's contact in my cell phone, and I felt just this immense feeling of gratitude, and I felt kind of just a warm feeling go over my body, and I started just having these flashbacks of good things that have been going on in my life, and I called Dusty and I just wanted to say thank you, which is not my typical character, but I just wanted to call him and say, hey Dusty, I really would like to get baptized. I want that commitment to God, and I want to show God that, hey, I'm here and I'm here for the long run, and I know that you died for my sins, and I know that you love me, and I want to show you that I'm here and I love you too. And I won't stop chasing. One, I want to thank God just for my life, and I want to thank my wife for always hinting it, but she never forced it. I would like to thank my father-in-law. He's always been there for me, and my wife's mom and her stepdad, and I just want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. And I want to thank Dusty. I really truly feel that Dusty was put into my life for a reason. There's been nothing like what I've had in LDG and the vulnerability and honesty. So I want to thank them. When I go back through my life, I know God has been there. I know God has been trying to chase me and trying to get a hold of me. It's like a phone call that's been going and I've been declining, and I know God has been there.
So Tyler, I absolutely love your story, man. The world says once an addict, always an addict. But Jesus says, I am the way, and the way will set you free. So with that being said, I have one question for you. Have you placed your full trust and faith in Jesus Christ?
I do.
All right. Well, it is my honor to baptize you, buried in the likeness of his death, and raised in the newness of life.